Happy Easter, everyone, or Passover. I don't know which holiday it is. Maybe I can just look at my calendar and see which one. But, anyways, happy holidays in April to each and every one of your family members, your church staffs all across the world, those kind of stuff. Well, you notice the weeks that I haven't done in a video. It's been what 3 weeks since I've done a IRL video or something. It's been that long. I was spending some time with my family members. Um, I was kind of like, maybe I wanted to do this, or maybe I don't want to do this, or maybe I feel like, you know, as much as I wanted to like do a video, see how much views and subscribers is, that family is probably the most important aspect of your life. And without that, I mean, you just don't have a life. Period. So yeah, this is of course the reason why I've been on set for the last 3 weeks, nothing more, nothing less. So now that I'm back and I'm back doing my stuff, we need to talk about the League of Legends scene. And oh boy, it has been that weekend. And boy, there are some things I need to talk about. So I'm gonna break down some of the happenings from the big leagues, and then we can just dive in just a little bit into the smaller leagues and stuff. So before we do that, this is recorded before the LEC best of three winners bracket matches that's being taking place. Before we dive in, we're gonna look at the matches that makes up the winners bracket from the last week. Vitality, Strahl versus Astralis, BDS versus Koi. Vitality played oppressive, so does Astralis, so does BDS, to be honest. But then you have to look at SK and they're just not looking good. BDS look impressive. And Koi versus G2 is kind of like the game of two styles. Here you got G2 who likes to play early game domination, who plays wacky drafts, early game domination, beats you in 20 minutes or less, that kind of stuff. And then you got Koi who decided we're going to play our simple draft. We're not going to do anything crazy. We're going to just play slow, calm League of Legends. The thing that Koi and Rogue done for the last several years, and it worked. They did in game two, they did in game three, and it worked. So I'm not gonna call this as a gigantic upset because we all know what Koi are capable of in these best of situations. But consider how Koi ended the year, ended the split, and compared to what G2 has done, it kind of feels like a big upset to me, you know? And now it puts a bit of like going into next week, we might have a new LEC spring champion. You know, in the form of G2 being knocked out before even a playoff stage, or probably get knocked out in the best of five come next week. Either way, it's going to be really interesting in the group stages. So, which two teams do I feel like they can go into the LEC? I'm thinking of an Astralis BDS matchup. Now, you're thinking to yourself, oh my god, Hakeem, it's so crazy. But hear me out, hear me out. These two teams have not only leveled up this season, but have been impressive all throughout this season. Now, I mean, my silly self put them in lower tiers, like the C tier, D tier kind of things. And honestly, the reason for being is that yes, what BDS and Astralis did was great, but they might regress back down and feel like they belong to, like, not saying the bottom team, but bottom-ish kind of 8th, 7th place kind of team. And yet they proved me wrong. First, second, like first time that ever happened. Um, and now they just prove me wrong. And if Astralis beat Vitality and BDS beat Koi, holy cow! Imagine the matchup. BDS and Astralis are two best of fives away from making to MSI, which is something that many predictors never thought to happen. That's incredible. That is the most incredible thing that's going to happen in the LEC. It's something to be, admired. It's something to be a hold of, and for every fan in the LEC, it's something to be applauded with, because These two organizations for the last several years, well, I'm not going to say BDS because BDS has been there from last year, but these two organizations for the last several years have been pretty much like the beaten stick for so many wrong things. But now, like, not only they develop well, but also their players have improved well. So it is a knock to the management, to the staff, to the coaching of those two teams, you know, and a little help on the patch notes. But still, it's something that you need to admire. And right now, I feel like a BDS Astralis final is in the works. Maybe it might happen, maybe not, but I will be surprised if that happens. And now we move from the minor upsets of the week to the major upset of the weekend. Goodness gracious, I'm mixing up. Who saw this coming? So T1 had the most incredible season ever. Not an 18-year-old dominated season, but a pretty decent season. So when the finals weekend come, I was thinking to myself, this is going to be a KT T1 Telecom War finals that every single one would win. I mean, consider how the last time T1 and KT met was an incredible matchup, probably the best matchup of the spring so far. I was thinking to myself that yes, it'll be a KT World T1 final, and nobody will be the wiser for it. And I think T1 is going to win the spring because of how impressive they are. I mean, the fact that all 5 players were on the first team and Carrier become the MVP and the best support ever, like, I was thinking to myself, this is surely going to be a T1 victory. And then you got Gen G, who are good, but just not, how do I say that, not as impressive as the KT team or the T1 team, you know, that kind of thing. To the surprise of basically everyone, especially in Korea, they beat them both. Both 3-1. I mean, how do I say this? Duran was amazing in the finals itself. Chovy made Faker look old. Owner, the jungle matchup kind of looked even, but the bot matchup was absolutely Pez all the way. And by the way, Pez is now the second youngest player to ever win the LCK tournament. He is like the many people to win their first LCK title in their first year ever. It's amazing. It's amazing. Like you have to say that I never saw this coming. Well, many people does. I think, you know, but I never saw this coming. I never saw this incredible performance coming. Now you made me thinking to yourself, but maybe this is the benefit of having the losers bracket down there so that you give benefits to the team. Oh, come on. Seriously? Here's the thing. There were like one analyst from the LCK desk that predicted a Gen G victory. And that person had to have the score right. She does not, I think it was Jonah Strong from the LCK analyst desk. She not only predicted the winner, she actually predicted the scoreline right. That is more power to her. And listen, 88% of those fans picked T1 to win. So even though, yes, the loser bracket, does the loser bracket benefits Gen G? Yes. But that doesn't mean that, you know, T1's still going to win anyways. I was still saying T1 would win, but in order for Gen G to win, it had to take something incredible for Gen G to win. You know? I mean, they just make T1 fans crying right now. Like the rain is falling right now. Like, goodness. I mean, if you go on, I bet you $1 right now if you go to T1's Reddit page or T1's fan Twitter, it's maddening. It's maddening right now. Jeez. But also, you got to give credit to for Gen G to play incredibly well. Duran was incredible, especially on Gragas. His Gragas game was incredible those last 2 games. And I feel like he should have won game. I think he should have won player of the game. Or player of the series, by the way. That was the PS. But I think Duran's incredible Gragas play set the tone for what this series is. It's incredible. I mean, Mm. Gen G just handed T1 their second loss back-to-back in back-to-back LCK finals. Like, I never expected that. I mean, Summer, they were the favorites, Gen G, and they won it, so that was no surprise. This one is considered surprising because of how good T1 are, and now it puts a lot of questions into the minds of any Koreans. For T1, this is their fourth finals in a row, and they lost all of them. I mean, they lost the MSI finals to RNG while RNG is in their pajamas. They lost the LCK final to a really good Gen G team, and that was a one final that I can just say that okay, they were never the big dogs in that finals. Gen G were impressive, and there you go. Then they lost to the Worlds finals to DRX. I mean, considering we're DRX right now, I mean it's still shocking that DRX won Worlds. My goodness. That was bad. And then you now have lost Gen G. That is now 4 finals that T1 has been in that they could have won all the trophies. They could have gone on the golden road. They could have been on the first ever team to win 2 splits, an MSI trophy, and Worlds trophy in the same year. They could have done that. And now it puts the question of many people's doubts. It's just to feel like, are T1 chokers to some of the community, or just T1 unlucky? I think it's probably like both here, because it almost felt like, you know, here's the thing. This is League of Legends, all right? Crazy things happen in League of Legends. You know, you can play the best game ever, you can play the best drive, you can have the best strategy, but at the end of the day, it's how you execute that strategy sometimes. And some of it is coming from players' luck. I mean, you have to give credit the Gen G players for actually not only drafted well, but also play well in those circumstances. It's not easy, you know, it's not easy playing a game and you're thinking to yourself, okay, my draft is better than yours, and then all of a sudden it blows up in your face. Not every single strategy works out. That's why we play to win the game. Gen G played to win the game, and they did. It's incredible. It's magnificent. I mean, both. But also, it puts perspective Gen G, who are now the 1 seed in the LCK. It now makes you feel like, okay, Gen G, you have earned our respect. We doubted you. We thinking you were never good, but now you have earned our respect. And you have now, and Pez have now earned me and my community and the community of League of Legends respect. Delight has earned my respect. Chovy has earned my respect. Doran has earned my respect. You know, those guys earn my respect, and it's incredible. So now we wanted to see how can they fare in an international tournament. The last time we saw them in an international tournament was one of the best series of Worlds between Damo and Kia, and they lost. Now, once again, they're going to do this with a different bot lane, with a different top lane in their squad. And the format will be different, but still, I want to see what Gen G are capable of in an international tournament. But if this team can beat T1, boy, the possibilities are pretty much endless here. It's incredible. Wow. Now, before we dive in, I wanted to give a little bit of shout out to KT Rolster and their incredible run. I think you can say that KT Rolster are the butt of the joke, saying that, yeah, they lost, typical KT Rolster crap, you know, that thing. But from where they're coming from, let me just remember everybody. This team had not made the top 2 or make a final since 2018, when Score was on their roster, who's now coaching Gen G, mind you, so yeah, this one hurts. But at the same time, this squad has been incredible. I mean, you got Cuz, BDD, Kid, those kind of guys. The way they not only surprised us, but shocked us and played incredibly well throughout this playoffs and throughout the season, mind you. It makes you want to feel like maybe KT Walter's time has finally come for them to earn their respect. I mean, listen, it's been a long time since KT Walter has been good, okay? So, to make top 3 in the LCK right now and to give T1 the biggest scare of their life, you know, it's something to be admired, you know, it's something to be admired. I know the ending is not run well, but at the same time, you've got to admire that. You have to admire that as well. So, little appreciation to you know Katie Walter, an incredible run. I'm not gonna talk. I mean, I'm gonna talk about the LP. Okay, next go. I will be talking about the LPL, but not as much. JDG are going to MSI. What a big surprise! Also, they swept EDG. Another big surprise. I mean, when I look at this matchup between JDG and EDG, I was thinking that EDG the most consistent team and JDG the crazy team, of course. And I think it will be a 5-game series. Wrong. JDG absolutely beat the hell down on EDG so badly. Yeah, that is incredible. And honestly, no surprise that JDG with Ruler on the squad is now going to be the team that goes to Worlds. I mean, think about the matchup: Ruler versus the young prodigy Pez in the bot lane. I mean, whew, that is a best of 5 matchup that I can just sleep at and saying, damn, that was a grandable. That was an amazing best of 5. Two good teams facing each other. Two consistently good teams in the last year and a half are facing each other. And I think it'll be really interesting. So, BLG versus EDG for the losers bracket, and then the winner will have to face JDG in the upper bracket final. OMG, man. Boy, I feel horrible for them. I mean, what a run for I like the same. I say the same thing with KT Roster. What a run by OMG. And here's the thing. You're thinking to yourself, oh my god, they have to beat some wacky teams. No, no, look at the teams they beat. Look at the teams they beat. LNG, BLG, LNG, Top Esports, RNG. Some of the biggest. I know, sure they beat RNG, but I don't check the schedule. But some of the teams they beat were no flukes. Were absolutely no flukes. They were some of the best teams ever, and from them to make top 4. To even get some points, to get some regionals, it's something to be admired. It's something to behold and be proud of. Like, I have probably nothing to say about the OMG saying like, well done, congratulations. I expected more from them next season, but the way their play styles are, the way they like drafting in crazy circumstances, they're saying, yeah, that's not how you draft. And I just told myself, shut up, let them cook. It's incredible. It's incredibly done. Well, incredibly skilled. Well done to them. Well done to OMG. Okay, the rain is getting louder, so I need to close the door and talk about the LCS. So, okay, the rain's still loud, it's still loud, but I'm just trying to talk through it. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to my room. Better this way. There. Okay, so, transferring now. Let's talk about the LCS. Now, first of all, I need to make an apology. I'm gonna make an apology first. I am terribly sorry that I pissed off the League of Legends Reddit community. I angered the Hornet's Nest. It was a bad read on my part. It was a bad read on my intelligent part, by the way. So for those who wasn't in the know, I decided to post a Reddit page about the Reddit post about the state of the stadium in Raleigh, North Carolina, the PNC Arena, home to the Carolina Hurricanes, and of course the LCS finals that took place. I took a section of where those two teams are facing off and the fan section right there, and you see a lot of empty seats. And I decided, okay, maybe this is the only time. This is like, maybe this is going to be like a little bit of way to just like sum up the entirety of the LCS. Now think about the LCS for the last several months. CLG is known, it's dead, like dead, buried, cremated, throw the ashes in the river. They're dead. They're now turning to NRG, which for the good news is that
some of the players on the CLG squad and the managers and all those kind of stuff are still there, which is small piece of good news. The bad news is that virtually everybody's fired, which sucks hard. Let's see. TSM is pretty much gone to the cell. Now, it's one thing to lose CLG. It's another thing to lose TSM. Like, these two organizations are the fabric of the LCS. The core of this LCS region. And for them to lose both, not just one, but both at the same time, it's horrible. And also, lowering the wage bill a little bit. Now you just talk about $75,000 to pay them. No wonder Solo left, and no wonder some of the players left. Not saying all the players, but some of the players and maybe employees might leave the team as well. And then I heard the news that Dignitas and 100 Thieves are shopping the LCS teams. There was a source in the Reddit, but I was thinking that 100 Thieves and Dignitas are shopping their resources. And then Evil Geniuses decided to lay off some of the staff. Spaghetti. And then, to compound the misery of LCS, their GOAT, Bjergsen, retires. Again. So, you got all of these stuff that's coming out of the LCS, all of these stuff, coupled the fact that your viewership is still lower than the CBLOL, and then what do you get? What do you get for all of that? An empty arena for an empty finals. That's what you get. Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing why I did not read the room quite well. One, the finals is taking place in Raleigh, North Carolina. It's not Miami, nor New York, nor Boston, nor one of those hot, bad League of Legends places that League of Legends is born and raised with. So it's not the most incredible area. Two, this is taking place on Easter weekend, and it is Easter Monday, by the way, I'm recording this, but it took place on Easter weekend, so not many people are going to be sitting around there watching a League of Legends game on a day when, you know, you got to give thanks to God and His risen in from the dead and all this kind of stuff. I can't believe I'm actually putting a risen from the dead in a video like this, but here we are. And the third thing is that, you know, the fact I already posted that thing and then I got absolutely backlash from the community. Now my posted already took it down, by the way, so it's nothing to worry about. But the fact that I get backlash because of it, you know, here's the thing. Can I say this? Look, here's the thing. My State of LCS video that is already posted from last year, it's kind of like, you know, I said that because the LCS is in a really bad state right now. And it's been, you know, neutered, beaten down a couple of times. Now look, maybe my opinion is wrong. And maybe, you know, I should have done better. Because I think like the League of Legends community is stronger and yeah, sometimes toxic. But it's a little stronger than many people are thinking. Now, do I believe the LCS is dead? I don't think so. Look, I don't think so. There is some hope in the LCS. But couple the fact that the viewership is not being great, teams are leaving, and, you know, staff members and employees coming, like stepping down and leaving their jobs. It's just not a bad look. Not even Dash bringing back being host. It's not going to make the LCS better. Honestly. It's just not right. And I feel like I stabbed the hornet's nest, and now I got absolutely stinged, and for that, I apologize for that. And I just feel like, I just want the LCS to succeed, okay? Yes, all the things I said about December, it's the same things I said all the time. About the LCS is not looking in a great state. And never winning Worlds, and never winning an national tournament. Those things are true. But I just want the LCS to succeed just once. Okay, Leicester City kind of season. You know, look, I just want the LCS to win an MSI title or an international title. Just once, alright? Just one time. I want the LCS to win one time. To be relevant, to just not be the punching bag of every single region. You know? And if we can't do this in this year, or the year before, maybe we don't even care about the LCS anymore. You know, I just want I just want the people in the LCS to be, care once. Is it that too much to ask? Is it that really too much to ask here? I don't know. Maybe it's just too much of a reach here. Okay, so now that we got that out of the way, so let's talk about the LCS matchups. Let's just congratulate FlyQuest on being the absolute worst team to ever finish the LCS battling. Now, at the first half of the season, I was thinking to myself that FlyQuest are going to be the best team in the LCS. And then from the second half onwards, they were not. And I just feeling like, of all the players that have pretty much like not been great, it's pretty much like the jungle. But it didn't compound it, and it didn't help that Elia, their support, get replaced by Winston. And the last minute, ironically, so it did not help the fact at all. It didn't help. And then you have to factor in that you're facing a Golden Guardians team that, from the player standpoint, have made championships, but from an organization standpoint, has never reached beyond this point. It's game 4. They're in the river. They were in the river. They were doing the Drake, and you're thinking to yourself, the way the game looks, we could just pack FlyQuest's bag and send them to London easily. And then Licorice delivered the absolute 3-man ulti of his life, a la 2018, to deliver a victory like that. And you're thinking to myself, well, that's it. There is no way FlyQuest can win this game. There is no way FlyQuest did. And guess what? Golden Guardians smashed them. They smashed them in Game 5. Prince is once again denied another shot of international appearance. And Golden Guardians are going to MSI. Golden Guardians are going to MSI. Golden Guardians are going to MSI. Like, what the heck? Of all the predictions, of all the things that had happened, now look, listen. Let me just tell you something. Golden Guardians, I think they have done well. They have earned their spot. I mean, yes, look, 100 Thieves were not great. Evil Geniuses were sick, and they were not great. And FlyQuest were kind of like falling off the cliff after the second half. But that does not take away from what Golden Guardians did in their bracket stage and throughout this year. A 99 team, 6th place, make it all the way to finals. It's incredible. It's incredible. It's incredible for the organization. It's incredible for the team. It's incredible for everybody, to be a Golden Guardians fan. At the time when the LCS is at the worst, Golden Guardians have brought out the best in themselves. That's incredible. Unfortunately, they just ran into a brick wall called C9. And I'm going to say this, if Golden Guardians never won Game 1, this would have been a completely different series. They didn't win Game 2 early on, and then Mitty and Cloud9 was saying, okay, Golden Guardians, you're good in early game. We're going to play our style of early game. And they did. And then Game 4 was going on anomaly, and that was it. Cloud9 become a back-to-back champions. The first back-to-back championship team since Team Liquid done it. Yeah, that long. So, I'm going to say this right now. Cloud9 are probably the most consistent team to make it to MSI. Now, I know there were some comments from the YouTube live. They were saying that both teams are going to get crushed in the MSI. And yes, I get it. I just said it again. Look, I just want these two teams to prove me wrong. I think the goal for Cloud9 or in crazy terms, Golden Guardians, I think that the most achievable thing is to make finals. Okay, winning MSI, that's virtually impossible considering the strength of so many teams. But make it a final, maybe a top 3 would not be the worst. I mean, look, the reputation of the LCS has already gone down so much into the drain that we could take anything right now, anything, and consider acceptable. Do not lose in the lower bracket matchups. Do not lose anything right now. The reputation of LCS has already gone down the drain. To C9 and to Golden Guardians, what do they have to lose? What do they have to lose right now? And I feel like, a semifinal, final, a top 3 appearance will not be bad. Maybe a finals appearance will be good for both organizations. Maybe an all North American final. Let's just throw something crazy up out there. I don't know. But I feel like Cloud9, the way they are right now, I mean, Berserker MVP of the season, Fudge MVP of the finals was incredible as well. Blabber, MNS. I mean, jeez, the fact that he replaced MNS mid-season and won. Jack Etienne is really, really rolling in the dough right now. And Sven, another toddler support. What else is new? It makes you wanted to feel like, do I believe that North America have a chance to win MSI? No. But do I believe that for the sake of the LCS, they have to perform really well to, not saying save, but to revive, that's an easy joke, revive the LCS from the grounds up? Maybe not. But that does not mean that they can try. At least try, damn it. Because look, the LCS believers are leaving right now, and they're not gonna come back. What can you do to bring these people back? You know, what can you do? So, yeah, that's gonna do it for the LCS. Other league-related stuff. PSG Talon win the PCS for the millionth time in a row. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. The fact that they haven't won in a while, it's incredible. LJL and LLA finals gonna happen this week. LEC finals gonna take place this next week, and then we're gonna sort out the MSI teams. Yay! This should be fun. So that should do it. Yeah, sorry about the rain and disturbance and all those kind of things, and sorry about the absence. It's been like a long time. So, yeah, and of course the little bit of moving around after this. So, yeah, thank you for everybody for watching. If you like it, please subscribe, like, and do whatever you want. Happy Easter Monday, everybody.